Touch a little bit on proper leg position. This leg sitting straight underneath your hip, softly against the horse, is a correct leg position. This is not correct. Just letting the bones align through your thigh, down through your toe, with a slight turnout is correct, soft, neutral position for your leg. So that when you want to ask your horse to step sideways or step forward, you just bring your calf in. Then, if you need to use your leg behind the girth, you would just bring your leg back a little bit. So that would be your position for behind the girth to ask the horse to move over. This is neutral position. This is behind the girth. So that is basic explanation. You want to remember to try and keep those bones in your leg lined up down through your knee, down through your toe. If you do this, you're out of alignment. You need to try and keep your ankle and your toe all lined up. This is the way the bones all work correctly so that your muscles will relax and allow you to drape around the horse for correct seat. Leg and seat position is that as long as you're sitting softly on your seat bones, letting your legs drape around the horse, you should be fairly comfortable and have a good communication with your horse. If you are bracing in your legs, you see that it picks me up off the saddle a little bit, that will cause me to bounce a whole lot more. When I relax and allow my seat to go in the saddle, then I will have better contact with the horse and I will be able to follow the trot and the canter much better. So remember that if you're bracing, try and relax your seat, relax your legs, relax your knees, relax your ankles, and let yourself sit down on the saddle. So, in order to keep your seat bones in the correct alignment on top of the horse, you want to make sure that you are actually a straight line from your ear, through your shoulder, through your hip, through to your hip. Now, everybody has different conformations, so that might not be 100% for you. But, as close as you can, that's the best way. Because if you lean forward, it means that you have to grip with your legs or brace with your legs. It picks you up out of the saddle. If you grip with your legs, it's going to make your horse want to go faster because your legs are gripping, telling it to go faster. If you lean too far back, what happens is that your knees will tighten, which is again another signal for the horse to go forward, plus you will be out of balance with the horse, you'll be behind the motion. So you always want to think about trying to make an alignment with your ear, through your shoulder, through your hip, through your heel. So just sitting fairly straight and relaxed on your seat bones. Another thing to think about is that you want to try and keep a flat back. Some people ride very arched. That makes it very difficult to follow the horse. You want to try and push your back out just a little bit so that if you feel here that it's fairly flat. A slight indentation is fine, but you don't want to be really over bent. Also, a lot of people will tell you, push your chest out. You want to try and relax your chest muscles and allow yourself to just drop down into your seat. A little bit about the equipment for a Western snaffle, and that is basically that when you use a lip strap, which is this leather piece, it always goes in front of the rein, because the purpose of this strap is that it prevents the bit from being pulled through the horse's mouth if you have to use it one direction or the other fairly firm on young green horses that have a tendency to open their mouth. The other option is to put on a noseband such as this horse has, which helps keep the horse from opening the mouth too much so that they can't slide through. But you want to remember that the noseband on a snaffle bit is not readily accepted as a Western piece of equipment to show in. So the lip strap is, but the noseband isn't. Remember to put the lip strap in front of the rein. At some point in the future, we will go over how to put the curved chain on the shank bit. But right now I have the snaffle on this horse, so I wanted to make sure that you understood that that lip strap goes in front. And as you see, it's fairly loose. It doesn't have to be tight. Good. Just to touch a little bit on the use of the reins his mouth. No matter where the horse goes with his head, you should be able to follow it, whether it goes down or it goes up. The usage of the reins is that it should always be in a little bit of an upward motion. So that if I pick my hand up a little bit, I break the line. You see the horse tips his head to the left, and as he tips to the left, he kind of shifts his shoulders away from that rein. Because as I pick this rein up, I'm going towards my right shoulder, so I'm coming across a little bit to pick up his inside shoulder if he's turning to the left. If I come straight back with my reins, you see the motion of that horse is that he's going to want to step back. People that pull back on the reins need to know that when you pull back on the reins or hit the horse down here with the reins, that you stop the motion, forward motion of the hind legs. So that's where you get that little stifled motion from behind. In order to keep the horse going freely forward, you want to always think that bend your elbow and lift in your hand. You see how softly he comes down on the bit. So if you think of softly moving that, you see softly comes down, he lifts the shoulder on that side, softly comes down, lifts the shoulders on that side, noticing where my hand is going towards my opposite shoulder. So hopefully this will be helpful to you to keep your horse going softly forward. A little bit on, if you're riding with split reins, which means that these reins are not tied together, which is the correct way to ride the snaffle bit on the Western horse, that when you carry the reins, what you want to do is that you cross the reins over, the left rein goes to the right side, the right rein goes on the left side with the bite of the rein hanging off each side. Then you do what is called a bridge, is that you put the two reins together and you hold them as one. This gives you room to move your hands where you need to, yet it puts control on the horse. And if you need to shorten them, you can simply bring your hands together and slide them out. Or if you need to lengthen them, you can bring your hands together and slide them out. Makes for quite a bit of control. Now the other thing is that there is what is called a rommel rein, which comes up and it's bound together from about here down to the end of the rein. The rommel reins, if these were rommel reins that were bound together down here, the way they are held is they are held this way in the hand, with the bite of the reins going away, so that they're ridden like this. So they're just away from your hand, and this is the way they are ridden. It's kind of difficult to show with this, but this is the way the rommel rein is ridden. I have not seen anybody use a rommel rein to ride two-handed, but I would suggest that if you are going to ride two-handed, that you go with a split rein so that you have the freedom of your hands from left to right, so that you can ask the horse softly to do what you need to do.